Hi everyone, my name is Tayla Hawkins, and out of Crow's incredible 45-year legacy, I was extremely privileged enough to be the Primate Officer and one of the clinic nurses for just under 5 years. So a case which has always stuck with me is that of Django. And Django was a female vervet monkey who had been kept as a pet for probably close to 10 years. And while living in this extremely unstable environment, she was kept tethered with a chain around the neck. And so on the day that Django was admitted to the center, we worked with her for what felt like hours to try and remove this chain. And when we finally did, she let out this gasp, and it wasn't a gasp of freedom, it was a gasp of panic. And we very quickly realized that the only constant thing in Django's entire life had been that chain, hence the name Django Unchained. And so anyway, we decided to quarantine her for quite some time, and then we took her down into one of our introductory cages next to one of our resident troops. And on the day that we introduced her to the resident troop, immediately the females went after her and attacked her. This was because Django had been raised in an environment away from her own species. She didn't understand troop dynamics, she didn't understand social cues, she didn't understand when to approach and when to back off, and she was attacked for it. Anyway, we had her in the clinic for quite some time, and we thought we'd give it another go, but with a different troop. Same thing happened. And the clinic team was absolutely devastated because our number one goal was to give Django a second chance. And for a little while, we didn't know what her future was going to look like. And so one afternoon, I said to SD, our clinic manager, I said to her, what if we introduce her to our baby season group? And our baby season group, all of them were about 6 months old. All of them had been admitted because their moms had been attacked by dogs, they'd been shot, they'd been poisoned, they'd been hit by cars. And so we were obviously very protective of these youngsters, and SD agreed, and we put it off, because we just weren't sure how Django was going to react to the babies. Anyway, the day came where we all mustered up the confidence to finally introduce Django to the babies. And we were all on standby, everyone had their radios on, everyone was ready to jump into action in case anything happened. And as we opened up the gate for Django, she immediately sprinted at one of the babies named Matthew, and all of us just started panicking. And I don't think any of us expected to see what we saw that day. And Django grabbed onto Matthew tighter than I've ever seen another vervet monkey hold her baby, and she didn't let go. She was absolutely besotted with Matthew from the minute that she saw him. And she just somehow had the instinct of a vervet monkey mother, and the way that she interacted with those babies and the way that she interacted with Matthew was just incredible. A couple of years later, we introduced a very large boy to the group, and I believe he had had one of his legs amputated, and we introduced him to Django's troop with the babies. And very quickly, him and Django partnered up, and they had a youngster of their own. And I'm proud to say that they have since been released. They are wild and free, and Django finally got the opportunity to be a wild monkey again.